Opa and I were to be sworn in on one of those January days when you'd swear spring had come. A warm Chinook breeze blew down over Breckenridge from the 10-mile peaks. As I walked up the steps of the courthouse, I looked up to Peak 10 with its snowfields glistening in the morning sun. I'll miss not skiing except on Sundays, I thought to myself. But this is necessary if we are to survive. It won't be forever. As we opened the door to the hall, the stifling, overheated air, redolent of stale, oily floor wax, assailed us. This is it. Now we've really done it. I wondered to myself, can we handle it? We were greeted by the three commissioners, two of them rancher friends. We felt better. The retiring county clerk, Elva Jane, was a handsome young woman. She had chosen not to run again as she had recently married and wanted more time in her new home. However, she said she'd be happy to stay on for a week to help us. She was a good Republican, she told Opa, but she looked questioningly at me. Still a mugwump? Politics and government buildings had never interested me, but now that I was a government employee, I was curious. Across the big square hall from our office was the county treasurer's office. Next to this was the county assessor, and then the county attorney. Across the way was the sheriff's office, then the commissioners, and then back to ours, the county clerk and recorder. In the middle of the hall, toward the back, was a wide oak stairway. At the halfway landing, the stairs separated, one side going up to the district court and the judge's chambers. The other side approached the welfare office and the county court, and beyond this was the district court clerk. Underneath the first floor stairway and at the back was the stairs which descended to the one-cell jail. The driver examiners, the janitor's quarters, and the restrooms. I noticed the jail was right under the commissioner's room and extended partway under our office. During the first afternoon, while we were trying to learn the ropes of the office, we were serenaded by a lovely clarinet. "Where's the music coming from?" I asked Elva Jane. "Oh, that's the prisoner down in the jail. When you go down to the restrooms, you'll notice that the jail door is open. Makes it more convenient for him so he can go down to the Gold Pan bar for his meals and any beer he wants to bring back. The sheriff will lock the door at night so he can't escape. We don't often get any prisoners here, especially music-talented ones. You might as well enjoy it while you can." It was the most confusing day of my life. Motor vehicle license sales and renewals came due at noon, just 1 hour after we'd been sworn in. The bonding process was very simple for us. We simply signed the official ornate documents. "Well, you're bonded now," we were told. I thought, bonded? Isn't that something that went out with the Civil War and slavery? Driver's licenses were due that day also. It seemed everyone in the entire county was lined up in front of the long front counter. Elva Jane untiringly tried to show me how to make out the different licenses, the fees, and the ownership taxes. There were solid brass spittoons placed everywhere the janitor thought necessary. One was in front of the counter near the door, and another one behind our long slanted counter. I was always tempted to see if I could hit the mark for my high stool, but I could never get up the courage or enough saliva. A day or so later, I'd gotten the hang of making out licenses, so I was left on my own at the front desk. A young man had come in with his little boy. It was very quiet except for Opa's peck, peck, peck on the typewriter. I struggled to make sure I made no mistakes on the license. Suddenly I heard a sound. Looking up at the young man, whose face was becoming redder and redder, I realized his little boy had hit the mark. When you gotta go, you gotta go. There never was a more conveniently placed potty. Off to the side of our office was a big walk-in safe. All the walls were lined with books, not small books, but huge ones. They were so tall and thick and heavy, it was all I could do to lift them up. I looked at the black titles on the gray canvas covers: grantor, grantee, deeds of trust, leases, and so on. There were also heavy books handsomely bound in red leather with all the titles in gold: location certificates, mining deeds, affidavits of labor, and others. I pulled one out at random and opened it to the date of 1885. Then I noticed a couple of dog-eared books on the floor under some shelves, and I pulled out one. It was called Commissioner's Proceedings, and it was written in a fine script on the front cover. The date was of the turn of the century, 1900 to 1905. Glancing through, I read where the commissioners were arguing the feasibility of purchasing a team of workhorses for road building. While turning the pages, I came upon the Madam of the Blue House came in and paid her monthly fine. I took the book out to Elva Jane. Boy, it'll be great fun reading through all of this, I told her. She laughed. If you'll find the time, Edna. The biggest part of your job here is to type and proofread all the deeds that come in, plus the cross-indexing. You'll burn the midnight oil proofreading because you sure as heck can't do it when you're constantly interrupted making out vehicle license, driver's applications, game and fish licenses, or just visiting with anyone who wants to drop in to gossip. Remember, you don't turn off anyone. They're your next vote. I had seen the sign hanging in front of our desk counter for all to read. If you enjoy work, you'll sure have a heck of a good time here. Guess she's right, I thought with sinking heart. I hadn't planned on working nights too. Sunday would be my only full day to be with the children, and my only time to ski with them. Oh well, it's just till May, when Opal will have found a deputy to take my place, I comforted myself. The phone rang, interrupting my thoughts. I told Elva Jane I would answer it. Hi there, a cheerful voice answered. Is this the new county clerk? This is Carl Breeze, and I'm president of the Bank of Kremling. I'll have to come in and introduce myself. I explained that I was only the deputy. He said, well, you can help me. I need a lien search on a chattel mortgage. He might as well have asked me in Greek. What's a chattel mortgage? This is only my third day here. Wait, I'll put Elva Jane on the line. I was desperate. What a dummy he must think of me. Chattel? Did that have anything to do with cattle? After Elva Jane hung up, she laughed. He's coming in tomorrow. Said he'd never met anyone who didn't know what a chattel mortgage is. I defended myself. We've never, the Dercum family, us, my mom, none of us have ever had anything to do with mortgages. We've always saved up until we had the money to buy what we needed. Oh, you'll learn a lot about mortgages and borrowing and lien searches in here. You'll watch as the county treasurer, who is the public trustee, sells a bankrupted man's property on the front steps of the courthouse. I assure you, you'll learn a lot of other things too, but I'll just not list them now. Elva Jane, Elva Jane's assurance made me think maybe I didn't want to be assured.